What's going on,
There you
everybody?
go.
We got the wormhole kicking and rocking. Hope everybody had a great start to their week and a wonderful hump day. We got through the organic takeover, so get to be chilling in the wormhole. See if I can bring up some chat without fucking up the sound. Damn, look at that shit. Can't even believe you do that. What's going on, everybody? Everybody been checking out the Olympics? It's always kind of cool. I'm uh, I'm a fan of watching weird sports that you never get to see very often. I didn't realize they threw skateboarding into the Olympics this year. That was pretty dope. And they were all young kids. At least the one I saw, they were like 13 and 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds. Pretty badass. But couldn't imagine doing that as a teenager. Like I think the snowboarding's like that too. Like they're all like 15 and shit. And they're all super young. But what's going on, guys? Stu Moon, Comfortably Numb, Voodoo Ultras, Iceni, Mr. Scotto. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Travis Wells. Good to see everybody. Flying solo until somebody hops in, I guess. Eagle is running behind on his day, so that's the way it goes. So, cheers to that. I'm gonna smoke some of this Mendo Loco. Kind of deciding on the keeper cut of that yet, but cheers to SoCal on that one. Pretty fun.
Does it does it count if maybe I talk in the background for a minute until somebody jumps on?
It always
I'm
helps to be able to talk about
I'll
it, man. I was like, I had something in my mind too that I was gonna start talking about, and I'm fucking doing it. I blew it now.
I'll just tow it until everybody thinks it's just you on there, and somebody will come on.
Don't worry about it.
uh,
No, that's fine, man. You got shit going on too. That's the way it is. Like, get that way too.
did you
There's
see the? You were talking about the Olympics there. Did you see the one? The runner there that kind of just she didn't like take it. How? What would be the proper thing to say here? She just took herself out of the Olympics basically because of like a bit. I don't want to say a nervous breakdown, but it was definitely. She stated mental issues. She just wasn't 100%, so she kind of pulled herself out. And which
I've,
I had never heard of such a thing.
I heard of that. I didn't think it was a runner though. I thought it was one of the gymnasts or something. But
Oh, it was. She was. When you jump over things, I don't think it like a hurdleist.
oh,
Like
high
when they
jump.
run and jump.
Okay,
I'm
hurdles.
pretty sure. Yeah.
I don't know, man. That'd be crazy, dude. Like, I don't. Yeah, I watch some of the sports, and it's like you see the people win and the emotion on their face, and you realize, like, man, they probably spent, I mean, the last 4 more years than that, even like training for that. You know what I mean? That specific event that they just won the gold in and or broke the world record or whatever. It's just cool shit, like, and it doesn't matter the sport really. Some of it you're just like, wow. I think it was I want to say it was the Korean team in archery shot like a perfect round, dude. Like every single. So they have 3-man teams, and they each get 2 shots with the bow or whatever. Every single one of them fucking nailed the bullseye. It was like pretty badass. Yeah, cool shit like that. Oh, the one I was thinking of was I was watching today, and I don't even know what country the dude was from, but he was a gymnast, and it was one of the guy gymnasts, but he was doing the high bar where they like fucking flip around that bar or whatever. Dude starts out his routine and gets rolling, you know how they fucking get their speed up or whatever, and then they do the release, and they got like the fucking he was doing a flip twist thing, and he fucking missed the bar, dude. First First fucking trick he was doing, missed the bar. Wham! Slams his head right into the. I mean, it's all pads, but you know he got his bell rung pretty hard. He was coming down from a ways up, you know. And he fucking, they give him a certain amount of time, like once he stands up or whatever. And he sat there for a minute, kind of recomposed himself, got up, fucking dusted his hands again, and took his 30 seconds or whatever. Got back up on that pole, fucking lined it up, did the same trick, fucking wham, fucking missed it again, dude. He missed it 3 times though. The third time was actually the worst. He fucking landed hard on that one. And he still fucking got back up, dusted his hands off, and finished his fucking routine and nailed his landing. And that was pretty cool to see. That's the cool shit where he was like, he was determined, dude, and he finished it. Actually, he did a really. If he hadn't had those first 3 falls, he would have had a really clean routine. You know what I mean? I was like, just to put that out of your head though on that stage and like fucking go nail it. I don't know. Some of them guys have some pretty good mental focus. So, pretty cool.
Shit. You would have to fucking, fall short of your goal, recoup, and then fucking go right back out there. I mean, it's different in practice, but when you fucking fail like that, on your goal, it's tough, man. It's a beating when there's a crowd out there. You know what I mean?
Actually,
It
everybody
takes a
gave
hell of
him
a
a
lot.
big standing O when he got finished with his routine because they recognized the heart that he put towards it. He had every opportunity to give up, and a lot of like the announcers were like, I don't know if he's gonna fucking make another attempt. Like, he landed pretty hard. He had every reason to give up. Digging deep, man. He wanted it. It's cool.
Uh,
He didn't win, but I mean, you know what I mean. Just to finish his routine clean and do what he went there for, and whatever. I gave him credit.
that's that.
The other one that I thought was cool was one of the men's swimming events. There was a dude that got in. He was the eighth qualifier by like 400ths of a second or some shit. He was just some nobody dude. I forget what country he was from. But anyway, yeah, like he wasn't even on the radar even halfway through the race, even though he was like even with the leaders. He wasn't the guy they were talking about. They were just like figuring he'd fade out or whatever at the end. He ends up sneaking the win. He barely qualified for the final, dude. Like he barely qualified and fucking ends up sneaking the gold medal or whatever. Just gave his best performance he'd ever done, or whatnot. But he did it, That's cool shit too. The underdog.
Southern. I just happened to look up and I didn't want to cut you off. That's just.
No, you're good.
I Southern VT grower wants to know: has anyone heard from martial artists? Yes, I talked to him yesterday, and he was okay at that point when I talked to him yesterday. Probably about 7 o'clock, he was okay. So I wondered that too. Lexi had struck my curiosity like midday yesterday about Marshall to see if he was okay. And it was, 'cause he had a long ass drive, man. He was taking another long drive. And so she was worried. And then I remembered yesterday that I did have a way to directly reach him. So I reached out to make sure he was okay. He hit me right back. Thank you. Thank you, man. I appreciate the checkup. Yes, I'm fine. Just mid trip. Just mid trip. So yes, Southern. As far as my knowledge, he is okay. Love this community though, the way we kind of check up on each other on shit like that.
Yeah, no, good call, man. He was doing a lot of driving, that's for sure. Cool guy. That was
Fuck yeah,
badass. Good.
he was whooped when he got there too, man. I thought that was awesome. I really did, man. Somebody drive that far to go to a fucking cannabis event. That was fucking cool as shit.
Yeah, that was really cool, man. And he was going to another stop or something too on the way back or whatever, or seeing a friend or something. There we go. Towels jumping in. Hell yeah. I got two towels, the two voices in the dark. Smiley and two voices. I appreciate you guys saying it out though. It's cool, man. Chat loves it too. Take a look at my ugly mug. It's all good. Wish I had pretty plants to put up. Pretty plants like this American one guy.
Mr. Smiley and Eagle Gardens is here somewhere, huh? Even though I don't see him.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, there he is. How you doing, buddy?
It's doing a lot better now that the towel's here, but I know I am.
Is that right? Good.
Well,
Yeah. She's a knowledgeable woman, that one, huh?
Yeah, they're really cool, man.
Yeah. What, he didn't want to get on camera, or is this like her gig more? You know what I mean?
It's her gig more. He's in, yeah,
Right.
he's gonna have his debut with Eagle. So
Oh, all right. That's cool. That's awesome.
yeah, he said. I think he said something about writing one of our dab songs.
Oh, yeah. Now we're talking. Oh, he's the one that was playing the guitar.
Yeah, he didn't say that, but I was just
yeah.
making a joke.
How you doing, Eagle?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm infusing oil right now. What's your frequency? What are you like floating?
No, I'm just working.
Oh, okay.
Just working. I wasn't even gonna get on, but I couldn't. I couldn't see. I couldn't stand to see Smiley. Try to get through. It's tough to do by yourself. Kind of keep that banner going. And I was hanging in the background. I'm like, shit, really? I mean, I can't at least turn on the mic and talk to him while he gets till he gets somebody going.
Oh, well,
yes.
you would have let him suffer a little so he knows how it feels when you got to do it.
I know how it feels.
You know, okay. I don't know. Maybe I should just get on. I like listening to myself.
I was just getting it going.
There you go. I just showed up, so I missed that. I missed any warm-ups and awkwardness.
I know, right? It is always kind of an awkward start. It's weird, but get over it.
I even used the towel excuse. I was like, if I go without the camera, they won't be able to see me. They'll just be able to hear me. They may be somebody may jump on quicker.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
It works.
That's a good idea. I was coming to hang out anyway.
I appreciate that, man. It's always cool hanging out with you, Tom.
There you go. I don't have that much new from the last visit, but
did you get a picture of that little one yet?
I think I showed it. I don't think I got a new one. Let me see. I think I put them all into one little thing now. We could.
I hope that thing just fucking beast modes and hits a stretch of like four times, and you end up with like an 8-inch tall plant.
A stretch of 5 times and it's a foot tall, baby.
Throw a whole fucking 7 grams, dude.
I'm gonna actually get a joint out of that, baby.
Hell yeah, you
are. Yeah. Yesterday, 2 days ago, I took that, and yeah, I showed it already. Did you miss it?
I must though. Yeah, I heard somebody talking about it, but I maybe didn't catch the full episode. Sometimes I'm listening to and working and whatever.
Yeah.
I said it in chat that one time. You didn't see it. What's up, Johnny? What's up?
How's it going?
Johnny.
What's up? I heard there was a party over here, so I thought I'd come over and smoke with you guys.
Yeah, that's what I heard too, man.
Giddy up. All right. Now it's a party.
Hell yeah. How you guys doing tonight?
Excellent.
Good.
Just kind of waking up from a hit.
Oh.
Nice. I need to do a hit. That's the whole reason I came out.
Yeah. I stole one of my Bubba Hayes out of the Herbs Now dryer a little early, and took a hit off it. And boy, I'll tell you what, man, had to lay down for that one.
Nice. That's always good.
Yeah,
Smoking this
very
mint.
happy.
Ooh, damn, Smiley. Fucking smelling up my whole goddamn garage over here. How you doing tonight, brother?
I got one more hour on the
Oh
infusion.
yeah. What is that you're mixing there? Is that coconut oil?
Say that again?
What was that you were showing?
That's 150 grams of trim, shake, and Larfy Nug in water and coconut oil.
And you're decarboxylating at the same time and everything.
Yeah, I never decarboxylate it. You know, I did it
So
so long
it's all
without
happening at the same time. Yeah.
I don't know, but I've done it so long without decarboxylating it that when people started preaching it, I did it once. And actually my buddy, the one I keep telling you guys about that buys me the bean, was buying me those beans at that one year. He talked me into doing it. And actually the High Times did a quote experiment, and they did it all different ways with different oils and this and that. And supposedly, yeah, it does help, but my shit's so mind bending. I don't really care. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna do that extra. And then I'm baking with it too. So like, I don't think there's any way it's not decarboxylated after the fucking shit I put it through.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yours will decarboxylate through the processing of cooking it through the oil and then into the oven.
Yeah, and then into the oven as well. Yeah, but this should be really potent. These should be really potent because it's 150 grams, and usually I only do 4 ounces, which is like 128.
115 grams.
Yeah.
It's like 113.7 or some shit like that. Technically.
That's the only.
What temperature are you cooking that at, though? That's what I was going to ask. I mean,
okay, so you see there's water in there. So it boils. When water boils at 210 or 15. So that's how come the oil or butter will never burn if you do it the way that I do it.
Because the water boils sooner? Is that what you're saying?
When the water's boiling off, the extra heat escapes, and it can only maintain like 215 degrees.
But you're decarbing it then. Is what
right. Well, that's kind of my theory, but they're saying even if you do it this way, you could get extra benefit from decarbing it, according to that one High Times experiment. It's on YouTube.
No, the less.
And then I bake with it. So that's even another. That's a 300, and I think I usually put it at 305.
Do you add any lecithin?
No, but I should go get it tomorrow. Well, now it's too late, right?
Yeah, the sunflower lecithin, like guys are mentioning in chat, Southern VT and them. But that actually does that works. It
makes your
shit way potent.
It goes into your bloodstream easier and quicker, right?
Like,
is that the theory?
Yeah, it's like 80% better and shit.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's a huge jump, and you don't need a lot of it.
Oh shit!
Mm-hmm. See, I don't know if you want to do that. You turn that stuff into a psilocybin, man.
Don't fuck with the recipe. No, I think I'm gonna have to try that though. Yeah, that's more than one person had said that. You need that lecithin. I tell you what, I did it with butter a long time, and then when I finally tried the coconut oil, I think the coconut oil is, I think it comes off the material easier when you squeeze it out and stuff, and it's just better too because it just regular coconut oil, not even MCT oil, will get into your bloodstream better supposedly.
Well, the coconut oil too has a little higher fat content, I think, so it can
absorbs a little more too. Okay, yeah, giddy up. All good things.
And you can do it for like vegan recipe, or not vegan, but like Yeah, one's
Yeah, that's right.
non-dairy, non-egg,
Lactose intolerant mofos.
whatever.
Yeah.
My girlfriend's allergic to that, so when she was making cookies, they were all like, they were all non-dairy stuff. So.
Right.
Well, can't you take the dairy part out of it?
Well, that's the butter.
Out of the butter.
That's the coconut oil versus butter, and like even in the recipes though, like her recipes didn't have any butter and shit in it. Milk.
So if it's butter at all, then it's not kosher. Is that right?
I think
Yeah,
so.
if there's any butter in it, it's not considered vegan.
Right. Okay.
And yeah,
Suppose you could try margarine, but that's just gross.
Yeah, that would be just gross. I don't even know. I never ever heard anyone say that you should use margarine. But
never use margarine for anything.
You could substitute coconut oil in the same amount quantity as butter in every recipe except for like croissants. There's something about pastries and making them fluffy and flaky that the coconut oil fucks that shit up. From what I've read, I'm not a croissant cooker or whatever baker. But that's what it said in all the.
No, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. A lot of pastries you have to use that butter. Other things will make it just not be what it's supposed to be.
Right.
You could also use the coconut oils for a soy substitute as well.
I did not know that.
Soy, yeah. Yeah, as a matter of fact, the other night, my wife's allergic to soy, and the other night she made a like Chinese stir fry deal that was good as hell, and you couldn't tell there was no like soy sauce in it.
Well, that's cool.
But, it was all coconut oils. So you can use it, the coconut, dude, even the coconut water for, gardening.
Yeah.
There's a lot to it.
They used the coconut water for IV in the whatever war in the South Pacific.
Isn't that right?
Yeah,
that's true.
Coot talked about actually. It was who I heard. But yeah, that is true. I've heard
that
too.
Coconut water right into the veins.
Yeah, it was like IV.
Yeah.
That close to whatever, but yeah, when they were out in the war,
that close to plasma.
You ain't got shit else. It worked. You know what I mean?
I wonder if I could mainline this infused coconut oil.
Issues, and it's not the most idea.
I know what the oil.
I'd be careful with that one too, Cal.
I mean, if you're gonna do that, you're better off just going in front of that guy selling something spending on the corner downtown. You got better odds.
Yeah. No, I ain't jamming anything into my veins ever. Never, ever.
I know that always seems like a weird fucking thing to me too. Like I don't know.
Yeah. Could you imagine like Smiley just being like, I'm bored. Let me let's ram this thing in my vein and squirt it in there, see what happens. Like that's just crazy, man. I could never even comprehend thinking that,
I couldn't either. I don't know.
Yeah, how does people get started? Because like if I was hanging out with dudes that started doing that shit and like they injected into their vein and the next thing you know, they're like fucking a rag doll, like I could smack them around, like they nod off, you know what I mean?
Who wants to hit yourself?
I wouldn't want to. Yeah, I would be like, no, man, I ain't doing that, you fucking idiots.
That doesn't sound fun to me. You go down to the beach, you stick a needle in your arm. Next thing you know, you're passed out in the sand and you crap your pants. And you're just there,
I don't know.
That just doesn't sound fun.
I guess if we don't walk in that other person's shoes, we don't know. Because it starts out with I hurt my back in a car accident. The doctor gave me oxys. I did those for 5-10 years, and I went up to 10 pills, and it still wasn't cutting it. And then my buddy's like, "Oh, well, why don't you crack it open?" Then I started snorting the shit. And then fucking after snorting 10 pills every day, that didn't work. Like, I don't know.
There's some truth to that. For sure.
Yeah, something like that happens. Because like
definitely not something
good.
To laugh about, cause that's
right. Good people go bad,
I don't know. I can't speak for I can't speak for where you guys are at, but I can tell you out here on the West Coast, I don't think that's what started it really.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was methamphetamine came around, and put it this way, okay, Ocean Beach is like a little tourist town out here, right? If you ever seen the movie Almost Famous, which is a killer freaking movie, the opening scene, they're walking down the little street by the beach and all that. That's Ocean Beach. Used to be a killer little spot. You know, you go down there, sit there, you get a pizza, whatever, a burrito, sit on the seawall, watch people go by at the beach, you know, watch the waves, maybe go surfing, whatever. When methamphetamine hit, it started getting to the point where you had to make sure you locked your car. You know, something was going to get broken into. And then once they released all the laws about, you know, you can shoot up in public pretty much in California, and nobody's going to say a thing to you. So that just attracted all the trash. You know, it acted as a vacuum for the entire nation. So now you go down there and there's freaking needles and crack pipes, and it's just ghetto, and you don't want your kids there, kind of an area. You know, we don't go there anymore. So I don't think it started out with the pills. I think it started out with meth, because for a long time, when that started going, if you really look at it, when that started being popular, a lot of people got into it, and it wasn't expensive at the time. I mean, it was more expensive than, you know, growing a plant in your backyard. But, you know, cocaine's outrageous. The average working man can't afford it. You know, the high school kid or the college kid can't afford it. So there's meth. And the next thing you know, they're freaking melting it, shitting in their veins, and then they're looking for heroin. And then they end up, you know, on the beach, living in a tent, digging holes in the sand to take a dump. You know,
I never did that either. Hey, did you guys happen to catch the? I think it might have been New York City, where the dude there's a dude mopping the floor up, and then all of a sudden this other dude that was sitting on the side, he grabs the guy's bucket, just drops his drawers and starts dropping a deuce in the bucket, right, like in the subway area, where the guy was sweeping the floor, was mopping up the floor.
Oh my God!
Yeah, that happens here quite a bit. You know,
right, it might have been. But I'm gonna see if I can find it.
You gotta go, man. I don't know.
That's true too, but hey, man, the guy's cleaning the floor with that bucket.
That sounds like a jackass.
It's like giving the upper decker to the toilet or something.
Dude, I didn't learn about the upper decker until I was like way out of high school. I didn't even know about it. And she's like, yeah, an upper deck. I'm like, what the hell are you guys talking about? Yeah, you never been at a party and dropped a deuce into the top of the. I'm like, what? No, I never did that. I never even heard of people doing that.
Dude, we'd go to parties back in high school just to do that.
All right, okay. Explain that upper decker one to me, because I've never even heard that shit.
There you go.
It's when you take a shit. So like the common toilet has the bowl part that you go, but it has the reservoir part where the water fills. And if you take a shit in the reservoir part, that's called the upper decker, because then when they flush, it comes out. And you get the picture there, right?
Yeah, I do. I totally get the picture. That's okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, we used to go to parties. Like, you know, if we knew somebody was having a party and we didn't really like them, we'd make sure to just go for that reason. Pay the $5 cover charge, drink their beers, and then leave an upper decker in each bathroom. Get a few friends together. Nowadays, it's like I'd kick somebody in the nuts if I found out they did that to me.
So Cal was basing his whole night on the upper decker, how we're gonna plan it out and shit.
Dude, we would. We did.
I believe it.
We did dumb shit in high school.
That's what high school and the year between high school and college is for. And then like your first 2 years of college, that's when you should do all your stupid shit. Get it out of the way.
Get it out of your system.
I started a little younger. Yeah, I started a little younger, and I let it go a little longer too. But yeah, man, those are the days. Those are the days, man.
Right?
Yeah.
See, Johnny, you gotta lay it up or down.
I have, you know what?
Somebody's
I never
gonna
did
do
an
their
upper
own
decker.
toilet.
No, I don't think
Yeah, I would be like, man, I gotta take that off the bucket list.
Understanding how a toilet works, that shit that's terrible. You know?
Yeah, that can't be comfortable either. Getting up on the top of the bowl and like, you don't want
to actually.
It's so callous. It's real comfortable. It's a little higher, so you don't have to like.
Right.
You got to keep the lid closed. Sure, you know.
Yeah,
logistics get tricky, you know. It's a good thing they're all behind closed doors. But
yeah, there's got to be stuff. There's always stuff on top of that little thing that you got to take off, right?
Not always.
Not always, I guess. Yeah, not always. Someone should write a book. Someone should write a book. Like, this is knowledge that a lot of people aren't aware of.
Right? Proper pranks.
Proper techniques for the upper decker.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Exactly.
There was another discussion wasted that I was listening to today. What the hell was it about now? I was like, man, they're actually talking about this, using up time. I'll try and remember it.
Using up time. Talking about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Have any of you guys ever heard of the atomic sit-up?
Atomic sit-up, no.
No.
I might know what it is, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Is that when you like get someone to talk someone into doing a sit up with their eyes closed and you drop your drawers and they just go right into your butt?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know it was called an atomic sit up, but I've heard about it.
Yeah, that one's good too.
You lost me at sit up with your eyes closed. Then what?
Okay, so what you do is like, you know, you drunk stupid buddies, whatever. You tell one of them that you can't do a sit-up if somebody holds a towel over your eyes. So you put a towel over their eyes, you know, like they lay down, like they're going to do a sit-up, and you get behind them and put, you know, a towel over and hold their head down while they're trying to do a sit-up.
Yeah.
While your buddy drops trowel right up about 4 inches from their face. And then while they're like trying to struggle in to do their sit-up and prove you wrong that they can do it, you let go of the towel.
Nice.
Yeah. See, the with that though, you got to find like your biggest, fattest friend.
Spread his cheeks a little.
Oh, that's oh my God. Let's change this subject, man. This is just the scar stain.
Skin stain, maybe.
Yeah, that's some nasty shit right there, man.
You know what though? We all grow up.
Disgusting, nasty shit.
We all age and you know get past those phases, but I'm all around.
Oh, they were talking about peeing. Now I remember. Yeah, that's what started the conversation. Talk about peeing. This guy was with his girlfriend, and someone like shouted out his woman in chat. So the guy's like, "Yeah, don't." He says, "What did he say? Don't get too cozy. I'm the one that's pissing on her feet in the shower," is what he said. And then it started this whole conversation about piss and how it stinks. And if you drink enough water, it don't stink. And yeah. I was like, really? I'm listening to this. But yeah, it's always good for some nonsense, some fuckery, some nose and butthole kind of stuff.
Oh, you guys really want to mess with somebody? This is even fun now. I still do this to like people I work with. But put out a Craigslist ad for like the hottest product going around your area right now, you know, like baseball cards. Like you know, oh, I got like Mickey Mantle rookie cards and Babe Ruth cards and all that for sale on Craigslist. And put somebody's phone number. Like, you know,
somebody that you know his phone number. Yeah.
You know, like the mother-in-law or
shit's getting blown up and
yeah. I did that to one of the rookies at work one time, dude. We told him there's a no cell phone policy. You know, it was his first day. We told him there's a no cell phone policy, and his phone rang until the battery died.
That's pretty funny.
Well, yeah, it must have been a pretty popular item to blow his phone up like that.
Yeah. It was God, what was it? Like free
You put
tickets
up like
to the
a
Sky
dating,
Show
a
or
fake
something.
dating ad, and fucking somebody
That's like a hazing.
have a bunch of
The new
dicks
guy.
to him.
Well, no, that's the problem though, Johnny. Is like now that's considered hazing, but you know, back
Yeah.
in the day, that was considered funny as hell and a prank on a
Right.
buddy. You know,
Completely.
Except for the buddy didn't think so, but you know, they
right?
usually
But
get
that,
over that.
you know, you get over it, and the next week you're laughing at it, going, "Oh, you're a jerk. That was funny, but you're a dick."
Yeah, pretty much. The good days.
Right. Hey, now it's like, why'd you take money out of the bank account? What'd you buy?
It's funny. Chat's like, or what about Bob in chat was like, look at what happens when Eagle doesn't show his face.
Yeah.
Hey, it's called the wormhole, right? It's called the wormhole. If you ever seen one of those things, they got tunnels everywhere.
I watched part of that. Speaking about what about Bob? That was that the question. Someone was claiming that when it's really hot, the water comes to the surface. The water comes to the surface of the soil, or the heat attracts the water, or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's that all about? Did anybody
They were
come up with
what?
Come up with some sort of evidence that that's feasible or happening, or
Well, yeah, it's happening. What do you mean? What evidence do you need?
what? When it's hotter, the water rises to the surface.
Yeah, the groundwater is expanding. There's evaporation happening. Of course.
Okay.
It's
See, I don't know these things.
Happening. I don't know. I mean, yeah, that was that dry farming topic the other day on
Right.
CP. I've seen a bunch of people talking about it in chat, but it was like it does happen. So I don't know why they didn't talk about it, but it's the hydrology is happening. High and low pressures and the moon cycle move water around. Like,
have you guys been following that Eel River Farms before that FCP episode? Because like 3 years ago, I was like, man, these dudes are crazy. And you look at the early veg, and all the plants are like drooping and shit. And then like by the end of the year, they're just like boom.
yeah.
But
there's technique to it.
there's a thing.
It's a lot of it has to do with like how they're capturing water into the soil. Like I was hoping they would talk more about that, because that's the huge secret of it, is how they're trying to prepare that soil in the subsoil. Like,
No, I think the secret is it's just like that. They're on an area where the water level comes up to the point where the roots can reach it eventually, and then once the roots reach that water level, they just boom, is what I understand. But if you go back on their IG, it's all sand. Like people are busting their chops, like they're fucked up. It's gonna be all sand in their, in the resin glands and shit. But from what I understood, they do all carts, or they were at that point when I was following them on IG, like 2 years, 3 years ago, maybe.
yeah, I don't know. I've never. Yeah, it's a total foreign technique to me, like the dry farming. But my understanding of it is that like that's like the whole idea of like the Hugo beds too, is you're trying to conserve the water that's coming in naturally. So even we always think rainfall, but then there's also different events like fog or dew, or what I mean. There's different times that plant's getting water, and there's a lot too, like how much of that water can be absorbed and held into the subsoil, or runs off once it hits like a compaction layer or bedrock, or different things. But the water isn't always just kind of going down. To my understanding, there's different water holding capabilities in the material soil. So like certain ones will be able to hold that and wick it back up better than others, and vice
And there's
versa.
like rivers underground. You know what I
there's
mean?
underground
Yeah.
water.
Right.
Yeah, there definitely is.
Well, look at the Anza-Borrego State Park. There's enough water under that to supply Southern California for 100 years, but there's no water in that park. It's all underground. So everything,
Put a,
you know, all coming up from the bottom.
put a well in the bitch.
Oh, that's how they get all their water down there. Yeah.
Mm.
But, you know, there's just proof right there that, you know, look at the deserts. There's super blooms and all kinds of that, you know, brings 100,
Right, but
200,000 tourists out there to see the flowers, because as it heats up, you know, they get like enough rain to create some humidity down in the soil. And then it draws some of that water up from the aquifer below. And you get these big, gnarly, just huge blooms of flower. So
Yeah,
a lot of that water does, you know, it is possible for that water to come up from the bottom.
yeah, but so
crazy how
smart.
it moves through the channel, and it does have, there is a tidal effect from the moon on groundwater too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think you could dry farm anyway. It's not like I could just go put a plant in my backyard and dry farm it. You need to
No.
be in the right spot where the ground is. Yeah.
And it takes a lot of planning. That's what I was saying. Like,
Well, no, I think it's like kind of terroir. No, I don't think they built that freaking dry farm. It was there. They just utilized it.
Absolutely.
Really?
They build whales. They do all kinds of different work to that land to make that system work. They absolutely.
Oh, I did not know that, Smiley. You got to get that dude on and get down to the nitty gritty. I didn't watch the whole episode. Did they talk about it?
All the nitty gritty. I'm just saying, I've little bit I know about it. That's the important part, is being able to, you know, utilize the rainfall that happens naturally in the system as best they can. It's not just a matter of like being next to a creek or.
That's what I thought. I thought it was like, yeah, the water was so close to the surface and it doesn't like flood ever, and it's deep enough so that once the roots reach that level, they have constant water. But I guess not. They build it to make it do that.
Yeah, it's like a lot of it, to my understanding, is the technique and being able to control and utilize the natural waterfall. So they're not just like dry farming. They're not just out there watering it, you know, or fertilizing it.
Right. They're not doing anything.
But they build the system to be able to absorb the water that happens naturally, whether it's, you know, it might be snow melt or it might.
Right.
There's all kinds of different ways we do get, you know, plants can get moisture. And, you know, the other idea too of like, you know, what we consider dusty or dry or whatever is still a lot of times like got a lot of moisture in it, more than what we think, you know what I mean? So it can, anyway. I say that as Johnny sitting out in the desert. I have no idea, I guess.
Exactly. I'm sitting there thinking, yeah, they did talk about how they could derive water from the moon's surface, and it's really dry. So I don't know. Maybe there is a possibility.
I thought the moon was made of cheese.
That's what I'm thinking.
Blue cheese. Yeah. It might have a little bit of Swiss in it too.
Maybe.
You're one of them people that believes the moon actually exists, huh?
Hey, man.
Hey, the moon's flat.
You've heard of Darth Vader, right?
I'm just messing.
Come on now.
Yeah, but Vader had a star.
The Death Star.
You know.
Well, that's his Death Star. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
He's just been focused on this Earth for a while.
Could be, man. We don't know. It is a bit mysterious. There's a whole, like they say, the dark side, but it does get sunlight, so it's not totally dark. But it's the far side.
Well, I've heard that there's actually a very large body of water out here in the desert that is underground. It's a huge aquifer. And
they're not doing anything about it because they want everybody to fight over water, or like
something like that, yeah. I think it's known about, but it's been kept a secret.
Where are
Kind of
you
one of
talking?
those out here in
I
Nevada.
know where you're at. Yeah, I don't want you to like give it away if you don't want to, but
Yeah. Where's the top secret water for?
They were saying someplace around here where I mean,
What was that?
that's some of the old stories that I've heard.
But you're by Area 51. That could be like right in there. That's where
That's what I'm saying. Maybe that's
that's the
it.
conspiracy. They're storing all the water in Area 51.
I
no,
think
I thought
there's
it
an
was
area
like,
54 too.
It could be 54. Is there a 54?
I think there's a new place out there.
Nice.
I believe so.
Don't tell Nestle, no shit. They're here taking ours in Michigan too. It's not funny, man. It's actually I seen a thing where like creeks are drying up and shit. 'Cause of,
Well, shit. The other day I saw a story about they just literally just let water out of some place in California and just drained a reservoir.
oh, we do dumb shit like that every year.
Or
So,
something.
um,
And
yeah, our
that
water
was
here is
a little while, and it was or something. Yeah. I don't know. I guess people are a problem, so I guess getting rid of them might be okay, right? So
yeah. Well, our reservoir system out here, in San Diego County,
yeah,
is it starts off like daisy chaining down. We end up about 6,000 feet in San Diego County elevation, down to sea level within you can drive it in 30 minutes. You can go, have breakfast at the beach and go watch the sunrise or the sunset in the mountains, within 30 minutes, 40 minutes. So our reservoirs start off up there at the top of the mountains, and then they end down, sea level or just above. So the highest reservoir we have basically feeds all the others, daisy chained together, was going low. And come to find out that the lowest reservoir, that the last one to catch the water, the overflow from that is gone. It flows out to the ocean. Well, they left the flow gates open for that one for 6 months and told us that our water rates were rising because of a shortage of water. So
that's the shit that you're just like, what the fuck, when you hear about the stories on it, man. Like,
yeah,
right.
that's capitalized WTF.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, where they get off, hiring somebody that would do something that stupid,
You look around California, I mean, it's pretty easy to find them.
Yeah, I think that was the scenario that I was talking about, that I heard about. They just allowed it to just go right out into the ocean. It's like, what?
Yeah, and then claim drought. But
right?
no,
And
it's
raise water prices.
Right.
And let's cause brownouts.
Well, and then so it's funny that you brought this up, Tal, because I was looking. My wife's birthday's coming up, and I asked her. She's got a week off for her birthday, and I'm
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Well, it's not for a little while. I'm planning for it.
Right. I'm blessed. Go ahead.
No, so I asked her. I'm like, "What do you want to do for your birthday?" Because she takes the week off, and I'm off this year because I can't go back to work until probably January at this point. So she tells me, "Oh, I want to go sit by a tree near a river and read a book." So I booked a little place up in Lake Big Bear, on the lake, jacuzzi, under a tree, for the week. She doesn't know about it, but I was looking around at the photos of all these like cabin rentals and stuff, and you can see where there's like boat docks on the ground, but 20 yards out from where they built new ones. So it's kind of gnarly the way our water in our creeks and our rivers is drying up like that.
That's crazy. Yeah. Will
And I
they
think
come back? Well, they're gonna get washed away, maybe, or what?
no, we'll come back. No, this lake's like up in the ski resorts. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, like the little village up there is pretty much like when it snows up there. You know, there's 3 different ski resorts up there, so that's like a little place to be. But the lake itself, it's unbelievable how much old, areas that you can see were covered with water that are now shoreline.
Right, right.
It's a trip.
Do you ever hear of the hitching post up there? Up
No,
in Big Bear?
you know,
No?
sad to say, but being from Southern California, I have never been up to Big Bear.
Is that right? Yeah, that's where I got married. My wife
Oh,
and I
you
went
did?
up there and got married. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Up
So
at-
you know
up
what
at
I'm
the
talking
hitching
about.
post in Big- Yeah, I know
Yeah.
the area.
Yeah. They got one of those places on the lake that's like $30
Beautiful up there.
for the month or the week or whatever. Yeah, it's a killer area up there. But that lake, man, it's well, even I've heard Lake Mead. I had a buddy that was up there recently.
Yeah.
And he was like, man, it's a shell of what it used to be.
It's just amazingly uh-oh. Just heard about 8.2 earthquake, tsunami possibly coming towards
Where?
Alaska. Towards Alaska.
Uh-oh. Buddha boy. You all right?
Buddha boy. I just saw that come across my phone. It was an 8.2 earthquake.
Oh, gnarly.
Dude, that's a big ass.
Big.
That's
big.
huge.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
freaking huge. And we just had some crazy shit come off of the sun here just recently. So maybe some of that shit's causing that to happen.
Weren't we just talking about somebody living on a fault line the other night? Who was that?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
is
you're right.
Mr. Greenfingers.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's down there. He's down there by the Salt City.
Yeah.
And he said that he saw some pictures or something like that opening up. And there's actually I've seen a documentation, or not really a documentation, but somebody was walking along with their phone, and it was like a 250-yard crack. And in some areas, it was lifted up about 15 inches on one side of it.
Where was that?
That was in a spillway coming. That was it was by the Salton Sea,
By the
and it's yeah, in an area where they had swarms of earthquakes.
Okay, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. That's where I race. That's the area that I race.
Okay.
So yeah,
So watch out for those areas. They might lift on you sometime.
yeah.
That area out there's been very active.
It has. It's been
Yeah.
Matter
Matter of fact, that Cascadian subduction zone has been fairly active lately too, which is kind of scary. That sucker there, man. That's if that snaps, I'll tell you what, man. That'll cause some serious freaking friction. Major stuff happen. Buddha boy has been fairly active lately too, which is kind of scary. That sucker there, man. If that snaps, something's going on. You got your
Buddha boys.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It's me.
Yeah, you got something going on there. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. No problem. Did you feel any kind of an earthquake just now?
No, actually, Ned Denver. Shout out to Ned Denver for checking on my welfare. We're inland quite a ways, and apparently it was out in the ocean a bit, So, and it was also not deep, but kind of shallow. according
Those
to
are dangerous.
some.
As a matter,
Yeah.
they were saying that there were buoys already moving.
Is it gonna hit?
Now it's a real party.
Is that gonna hit like Anchorage or what?
You know, potentially, I would think that
Subways.
coast of Alaska would be open to that, but also Hawaii is getting major alerts too, because it kind of throws them back that way.
Well,
Yeah, they don't just go one direction; they go everywhere. Yeah, 360 degrees. Yeah, yeah.
that's pretty.
And Alaska's no. They've had tsunamis.
Yeah, and most definitely, yeah. Like,
We have had
You know,
the 64 earthquake was so devastating that like the core of Anchorage, basically Anchorage itself is made on a mud flat, and the way that mud kind of does its thing when it gets sonic energy into it
it
is just such a
liquefies.
there you
whoa.
go. And it was major. The tsunami actually took out little villages that were coastal, and go ahead and hit something. I forgot the one other detail. I'll get back to that.
Well, I remember when we were in Anchorage, they had there's like a certain tide that comes through the channel there, and I forget what they called it, but it comes like super hardcore. People surf it and shit, like when the tide comes in through there. But I forget, there was like certain times a year, but people like watch for that, and they intentionally like. But the mud that was in that channel too is real dangerous because it like before the tide it's like really dry. You can actually go out and walk on it and stuff. But then like as the tide's coming in, it like I don't know, you can get stuck in them and shit too. So it's like a weird silt or something. And people have gotten stuck in them like when the tide starts coming in it because the way it like it'll like sink you down before the water's like there or whatever. So you can like turns into like a quicksand kind of thing.
Yeah, it's definitely tricky. I remember what I was thinking is that probably akin to like the 1964 earthquake in Anchorage, which was so destructive, is something like Hilo, Hawaii, that has been historically nailed by tsunamis. Like I don't know how many years, but a couple times each century. And there's like pictures of downtown Hilo and the coastal area there, and all of the parking meters that are there today are all bent over from the power of the waves. So that's was some use that. But I'm just saying, our Hawaiian friends really take a beating occasionally.
Well, and I was just thinking too that keep an eye on the North Shore of Hawaii for the next few days because they might get hit if it was big enough.
I wonder, can they track those kind of waves though? Then, like, would they be able to like see
Oh
that?
yeah,
I mean,
that's what the
talk
buoys
about
are
those
about.
as being like 30, 40 or whatever. I guess.
Well, the buoys are going to be your early warnings. So
Yep.
if the buoy's moving and then another one moves, then you go, oh shit, and then they time it to see how fast it's going. So that they
If like
can.
one buoy moves up 50 feet, they know there's something going on.
They actually have
It's like that. It's GPS, I think, right?
Yeah.
We've moved up and down. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, we use them out here for fishing because you can find the buoys on like some of the websites, like the National Weather, whatever it's called, NOAA. You can go on their things and it'll show you buoys all over the ocean, and it'll tell you the current conditions right there. So they'll know that okay, the Cortez Bank, 100 miles away, it's real rough seas, and it's getting rougher as it's getting closer. So they know all that now with those buoys. They can track that from start to finish.
That's cool. This is a show. I feel like we need Cheddar Bob in here. He's like the open ocean.
Yeah. We
I mean, right? Like I don't know. The dude
super
just
Cheddar Bob.
boat tour multiple times a day and shit.
Getting out at sea way
Or
more.
multiple days a week, I guess.
Rhyme
Welcome
of
to
the
Mr.
ancient.
Green
Fucking
Finger.
Gilligan. What's that?
We need to have somebody get out their little Sherlock pipe and start reciting the rhyme of the ancient mariner. Was pulling and
I always picture him as like the Gordon's fisherman of the fucking like yellow rain jacket suit on and shit.
I think of him as the Lipton tea guy who says, "This tea is brisk," and he looks like he's the captain.
Brisk.
What's the brisk tea? It's fucking brisk like the moon. Brisky like whiskey when I feel frisky. I'm just trying to break up the shit, guys. I'm sorry. Sometimes I'll do that.
No, you're good. The Gordon's fisherman though, that's a Mandela effect one. The spelling of that and shit was like a Mandela effect.
I didn't ever hear about it in the context of Gordon's fish chowder, or what is it?
It's Gordon's fish sticks or whatever. The Gordon's fisherman. Yeah, like it's the spelling is DEN or something on the end. Gordon's like is it's something in the way that Gordon's was spelled. It's like different. It's spelled different than what I was thinking too. Like when I seen a video on the Mandela effect, I was like, "What?" And I ran up, like, "What?" It's funny.
So you had a nice show earlier. Nice guest, Michigan.
Wildflower.
I want to say Michigan Blooms, but at Wildflower, nice lady, great guest, good show.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, it worked out, man. That was cool. She was cool. Cool people to meet, and they were all because they were camped around the common fire pit.
Was that episode 13 for the takeover? I saw it had a number on it.
Yeah, we were debating that before the start of it. Actually, we were kind of going back and forth. I thought, yeah, it was 13 or 14. I don't remember. I'll have to go back and look. I thought
I remember when. I was just gonna say, I remember one of the first ones being with Leighton. Was that like one of the first three or something like that?
The first three were Leighton. Yeah, that was huge.
Yeah, that was epic. You should get him back in the pulpit or something again, because we'd love to hear him.
I would, man. I honestly, that would be amazing. I would. I got a lot of respect.
He said he'd come back.
He's doing his Thursday thing on the show, and I know he's fairly busy guy too. So, like, you know what I mean? There's yeah, I would absolutely be amazing to have him back. You're right. I should ask him. I should just ask him.
I think
he's a great
let him tell me no. You know what I mean? I shouldn't make my mind up. So I should.
Honestly, he's very generous with his time, and I've seen him on a number of shows, and it seems to me like he's kind of a yes person if he's allowed the venue to share. And he's such a good teacher and enthusiasm. I feel like even if I hear him say similar things from time to time, I learn something new each time.
Yeah, and he's such a positive person, man. He's a great guy to have in the community for sure. I love Leighton a lot, man. I do. I admire the guy a lot. He's pretty cool to listen to. He's well spoken. He's so knowledgeable. Super cool, crazy experience in his career too. You know, like just I don't know anybody else that fucking builds. You know what I mean? Field turfs and shit like that. Like, you know, I don't know. So. Yeah.
And aquaponics, and just the whole. He knows Elaine. He knows about the KNF. He knows a lot about a lot of things, and he knows very very much about specific things. The microscope. I mean, even me, who's like, I don't ever want to complicate things beyond necessity in my life. If I came across a good deal on a microscope, say, secondhand or something, I'd effing buy it. Of course I would. I would probably start to really like to see how active my freaking microbial teas are, because I've always wondered, what if this shit isn't even alive at all and my plants are living on nothing?
Yeah. So real quick on the microscope, I don't know the model number or make or any of that, but I do remember that for the microscopes it needed to go to 0 to 400, and they were best off to have the 2, so where you're looking at it like a binocular or whatever, and then having a hand control for moving the plate. So like some of them you lock the plate into, so there's a metal plate and then you slide the glass plate into the tabs that you're looking at, and then your microscope sits above that. You want to have like hand dials, one that moves it up and down and one that moves it side to side. So that way like when you're trying to follow something that's moving fairly quick or whatever, you can, when you get better at it, you can change your field of view to follow it without losing it. So like, or even like if you're trying to make counts, that's what I know Scott was saying too. Like it's just way easier. You get used to how your fingers move through that, and you can move up and down and through the grids of the slide really quick, or if you need to.
Okay.
But if you're trying to do that by hand, it's really hard. Where if you're trying to slide it around, it's hard to know how much you just moved it or where you're at after a minute. You know. So
So
You got
micro
yourself a good
adjust.
microscope, Smiley?
what's that?
Did you get yourself a good microscope?
I haven't got a good one. I got a little cheap one just to do some fucking around with. But I ran into that problem that I just described, where you can't, you know what I mean? It makes it hard to try to follow something around. The one I have, I can't adjust that. I have to slide the slide by hand under the microscope. You know.
Right.
That's not very efficient that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, I thought
Definitely.
if you couldn't genetically, you can't. I thought you couldn't visually identify most of them things.
Yeah, you can, man. That's silliness. I don't know. I think some of that stuff that's being said right now is just silly. Like the whole idea that my CDs could possibly be beneficial. What the fuck? If you read that article that got posted, it was like 15% of the whole fucking population could have potentially been some form of a benefit, and it was like 80 some percent of them were known to be fucking pathogens. Like what?
Right, right.
And he's very biased in some of the shit he's posting right now, and I think it's silly. So even the article he's tagging, if you read them, they don't say what he's trying to get them to say. That's all I'm saying. Like they don't. If you go follow up on what he's posting, and don't say what he says most of the time.
Who's saying?
Well,
I hate to make you call him out. Who?
I'm not gonna call him out. I don't
All
dare.
right, good enough. Then. I'll figure it out. I think.
I don't dare.
I just want to say one thing. Some of that shit's overrated.
I don't have
And
time to
sometimes-
call him out. I'll say that. I don't have time to call him out. That's funny.
Sometimes that shit's overrated. And if you got nothing better to do than go count fucking protozoa and a fucking microscope, that's your business. But secondly, I'm just saying this. It gets political. These issues become issues. I'm a lot more casual about it because it's like this. Hey, I have no absolute economic, nothing writing on it. I've got enough plants that I can give the care to if I choose to. And
All right,
thirdly,
well, Buddha boy. So let me put it to. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, man. Go ahead.
yeah, man, I have absolutely no point of view at all. So you don't even have to listen. But it's like this. I give myself 30 more years in the hobby because I'm 50 years old, that I'll pick up new tools along the way, and I'm open to them. But from my perspective of simplicity, I have my hands full. That's all.
Right. What I was gonna say though is like, so if you can picture yourself, and this goes to what Tao was asking too, like if you can picture yourself in a satellite floating around and then looking down on the Earth as being like you looking through a microscope, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you were able to zoom in, would you be able to tell the difference between an airplane and say a pickup truck? Probably could, right? Like,
Yeah.
now, if you really wanted to, you could probably tell the difference between a car and a pickup truck, or a car and say like one of those big cube delivery trucks that they got that are, you know what I'm saying, or a semi truck. That's, I mean,
So
you're
there is
identifying.
distinctions
Now, just
you can
because
make.
you can't tell if that's a Ford or a Chevy pickup truck or a Toyota pickup truck, does that really matter? It's a fucking pickup truck. You know what I mean?
Well, it kind of does, because one could be a police pickup truck, and one could be one filled with drugs. You know what I mean? One could be good for the earth and one could be bad for the earth. Just like when you're looking through, you see two cars. One could be good for the plant, one could be bad for the plant.
Right. No,
But
that's all I'm getting at. So like,
right.
if you knew that 80%, 85% of the pickup trucks were bad guys.
Right. There you go. Now you're getting somewhere. Yep.
So now if you see a bunch of fucking pickup trucks in your
you're like, I
sample,
might have an issue, man.
you
Yeah.
gotta you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you're not gonna go, well, maybe 15% of all those pickup trucks are good.
Right.
You're
not gonna leave them. You're not gonna leave them there. Yeah. No.
So,
Like, yeah, every tool has its benefits and limitations, I would say. But like Buddha Boy was saying, and I like to lean towards Coots thinking is, man, you just the results. All I care about personally are results. You know, that's why I listen to what Russ Brandon has to say a lot, because when he first did his first crop, I was like, damn, man, the boy knows what he's doing. But you see, it's different. He's not like a living soil kind of guy. He's adding a lot of extra little shit here and there, and that's the way to make it maximize, apparently, right? Get your soil tested, get your sap tested, and adjust everything to try and get perfection.
I wouldn't say, well, I guess maximize the word that you got me on.
Yeah, that's another question. And
to hit the target, yeah, you know what I mean?
Right. And like Sync Angel always brings this up, like, what is the definition of a healthy plant? And we were talking about it on the Cheap Home Grow show. So let's say there's red stems, but the yield does twice as good as green stems. Yeah, but the red stem means the plant is stressed, or it's a nutrient deficiency or imbalance. Well, if the nutrient deficiency or imbalance causes more buds to be made instead of like lengthy growth or whatever, like who knows? Maybe a plant deficient in a certain way is beneficial towards the end goal that we want as cannabis cultivators. You know, who knows?
It absolutely is. And actually, that's the question I always ask Matthew Gates is, what do you consider a healthy plant? Because that's always the topic, because I've seen infected on healthy plant. But yeah, anyway, because that's the topic of discussion with him and John Kemp, is John Kemp actually lays out what he calls a healthy plant. So anytime he criticizes him, if he's not laying out what he believes is to be a determiner of a healthy plant, then his argument has failed. You know what I'm saying? If I don't know, that's all my point is. Like, that's the only dude I know that's ever laid anything out as far as how you can measure what you can consider a healthy plant or not. You know, I think that's a good topic. That's my thing with John Kemp. Like, he's actually here. This is how we tell. Otherwise, it's just, well, my leaves were praying and they were green. You know. So.
Yeah, but you can kind of tell an unhealthy plant from a healthy plant just by, the way they look.
Yes, no, though. If you got a plant that's got enough of potassium building up in it, or there's different things that you're not going to be able to see. A lot of times, by the time you see a visual key, and this is what Brandon talks about why he does the sap test, because he can be almost like 3-4 weeks ahead of where you would see it in a visual key. He can pick up on that because they're looking at new leaves and old leaves, and in the way that the nutrients are flowing through that sap. When Brandon's talking, dude, like, I take a lot of notes too, because he's actually doing the steps and you can see the results of what he's doing. But yeah, when he's talking about building that calcium inside the plant, there's other people that talk about that. John Kemp is actually one of them. That's not just something Brandon came up with. Like, a lot of this is just Brandon piecing things together. Built his style.
He does a lot of reading.
Take anything away, but it's not his ideas per se. You know what I'm saying? He's reading.
No, he reads tons of shit. Yeah. He has a library. He just posted it on his IG. Yeah. He posted his Dropbox on IG. But what the fuck was I going to say? Oh yeah, the calcium one. When I realized that a long ass time ago, I remember telling you, Smiley, I'm like, fucking calcium is the fourth fucking major nutrient for the cannabis plant.
Use crab meal.
And then Russ talks an awful lot about and it's not even necessarily nutrient deficiency. It could just be an imbalance. What do we got there, Mr. Green Fingers?
It's more that weed in the box that my mom sent over.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Weed in a box. Yeah, I like it.
Weed in the box.
In the box.
I would be down for smoking some of your weed in the box. Why not, right?
I would be too.
Nice
Yeah, I'm
cure.
thinking-
It looks pretty gnarly for weed in a box.
Yeah,
Hey,
I want to say
Brandon.
something about Brandon. Brandon is an amazing guy. Okay, we all know his story. We all know how smart he is and how much he loves the plant and producing the plant. But he's a special person, and I'll tell you something else that I respect about the guy. When he released his Widowrilla seeds, he released those for $40 on Doggo Love. I'm just saying, anybody in this whole chat could afford some Brandon Rust seeds if they chose to, and that's something that says a lot about his care about people. I know he has a bottom line, and I know he is a perfectionist and all this. I think he's probably wound tightly, but I'm telling you something. That sucker has nothing but respect because he's a very young person, and the person who he becomes is the person he is right now. But when he's 50, and after he's, run a couple companies, probably up and down, he's going to be a formidable sucker because that guy.
He'll be a force
he's
to be
I mean,
reckoned with. Most
That's
definitely a force to be reckoned with, man. At that
He's
age,
not-
after the knowledge going in, yeah.
He's going whole hog right now. He's built. He just bought that his Bokashi Earthworks little center that he was showed off on the one IG, and he left Sunday to go check out a house he wants to put a thing on. So,
Dude, what is it? All right, here's why I really respect Brandon Rust a ton. Because what has it been, like 2.5 years ago? He was sitting in a fucking prison cell, man. Like, that's amazing shit what he's done. He's gotten out of prison, dude. Like,
I'll tell you what.
I don't care. You don't have to like the guy personally, but you got to respect that shit right there, right? Like, I don't know.
legend, man.
Oh,
Legend.
fucking
I mean,
yeah, dude.
people with that kind of character. And you know what? And he shared his story with everybody. He's done it a time or two. He really opens up, and he's really there for other people to hear his story, who relate to it, and about healing and stuff like that. Life's a journey of healing too. He's about the plant as a healing plant, and sometimes I think that you have to be, you don't choose, but you have to heal, to move on and to help others. And it's a process. So I really respect him as a person. And it shows, like, I've just seen so many people, and I'm not down on anybody, but they start their spiel with an excuse for why they didn't do something, or the opportunity that didn't come by, or something that happened. And so when I hear somebody who takes advantage and makes opportunities for themselves, I really just have to say, I know it's not easy. But
dude.
you are changing. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say he's determined, and he has done more, like Smiley saying, in 3 years or whatever, than like I could even think about wanting to do. I mean, I love growing weed, but I don't want to have I don't want that responsibility, to be totally honest with you. I'd be happy with a nice, like, half an acre probably, but yeah, it is really impressive. And what I like about some of these people, they share everything they know. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers that don't want to share everything they know, I got issues with.
He's sharing everything he knows because he's moving so fast. He's already on to the next.
Right. He's
know what I mean?
like, right.
Like,
in
he's
another
sharing
year,
everything
he'll tell
he
us what
knows,
he knew. He's
it's already
got
in
new
his
shit
stuff.
all the time. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You're right. And
I don't know.
that's all right. That's kind of
That's
like
also how people share new things with you too, because they see you're out. You know what I mean? Like,
right. I'm trying to figure out stuff. Yeah.
Dude, he's not rookie of the year. He's an MVP.
Yeah. No
And that's
doubt.
Most
just say it.
definitely.
Right. We need more all-stars. We need more people who are out there fucking playing, balling it up, even if it's just in your freaking garage or your tents. Take it serious like a sport. Take your fucking licks. Don't be afraid to fail. Dude, I didn't cross seeds for about 15 years when it was my full desire, because I think I probably had a fear of failing. That's the truth.
Wow.
I'm starting my venture of failure now, but it's like this. It looks really good actually for first time. I can't wait to actually add another male. I thought, what can I cross this with? But I don't want to be that.
Once, dude, well, listen, you smoke the weed, you love it, you start growing it, you love growing it. Once you start like crossing strains, if you get one that comes out good, then you want to do that too. It's just like it's maddening. I like every time I see a good female plant, I'm like, man, I wish I had a male that, or what could I hit that with? And I always think it's gonna be better than it is, but but Buddha Boy, is there color on that blueberry by Cheesequake that you posted, or is it just dark green on the insides? Like,
Yeah, those look
There's no color. It started off being a light green, and it actually is a little sensitive to overnewts. Just
okay,
saying, most plants. I hit a batch of them with the same little dose, and also it's going to be a little on the darker side, I think, but nothing like the fall colors yet. I think it's just going to go straight yellow because probably because of nutritional deficiencies or shortages, all the other green there. I'm just saying, here's the deal. I ignore that shit, but you know what I do actually? If it annoys me, I take it off. At this point,
right,
I ain't going to turn that around. All I'm going to do by trying to force it right now is give it too much nutrition, and have that stay in the bud. And that would really suck to have like too much crab meal in my mix because I thought I didn't have enough calcium or nitrogen, and then have that stick around in the end product, because you could actually
oh,
taste a little fish product if you don't watch it.
like,
So,
oh no,
any
don't get me wrong. I just thought there was some purple. I didn't think there was like any kind of nutrient problem or anything. That plant looks pretty bang on.
oh, it's not.
Okay,
Here's the deal. I am a gardener, so when I look at the plant, I know exactly what's up. And it's like this. Of course, if I'm going to present it to the public, if I possibly can, I'm going to present that in a way that looks the best, not only
there you
for
go.
me,
Okay, right,
but for you. Because I wouldn't put up something that looks shitty intentionally because it was like this. That would not be nice.
right. Same here. Like all the herms that I get from other people, no one sees them except that guy on the DM, and I usually don't even tell anyone either.
That's it. I mean, it
Right,
is what it is.
unless I
It's like,
know, like if I think it's like a one-off, like it was a fluke, like one herm, I won't go running around. But if I know someone else who's doing it that I know, I'll be like, dude, just keep an eye on that one because I had a herm. And someone did that for me once too. But the one that he called out on, it didn't herm. That was that. It actually was pretty good. But yeah, like I always say, no matter what seed you pop, no matter who the breeder is, it can end up herming out. It's the nature of the plant. But if the whole pack herms out, there's something that's not right. Yeah.
I always think it's the grower. That's me, right? Because I've had it happen so often. I had it happen kind of in a series of like on and off for a couple cycles. I had like seeds, and I had to work out what it was. It's kind of like it's like thrips. Okay, I had some thrips earlier this year, and then suddenly it became summer, and there's other insects around. And you know how you like purchase predator insects? Well, there's predator insects in nature too right now that actually
Mm-hmm.
eat thrips. And you know what? The thrips they're not 100% gone. And then I thought about it. I have had thrips in the past, and what did I do about it? Nothing. I let the freaking predators come in that are around here, and probably within a month and a half, they're gone. So anyway, I'm just saying that's an observation that you would make in your garden. Um, I don't know.
So I was gonna ask a question. Um, oh yeah, breeding. You guys are breeders. Those two and green pickers. So, doing the
I'm
way thing. What do you think I should be looking for in the selection of the male? Like, give me some tips. I actually have 4 strong males that I've identified now. So
I'm not a breeder. I'm a very, very selective pollen chucker.
whatever, you've done it.
My, I would say it, and like I said before, to what I'm thinking, what I thought, what I hoped, it doesn't happen all the time, and it's different. I think with different strains. So that cheesequake male, I wanted to hit that. I was so happy. This Bruce Banner by a cheesequake male. Gonna get me some strong, thick stalks. Hold up those big Bruce Banner buds, but it didn't. It didn't work like that. It just didn't happen. You know, and then when I hit that AK blueberry with the cheesequake, that held up. It was the
Hey,
structure
Tal,
was perfect.
what was the part that you didn't like about the cheesequake?
I love the cheesequake and
No, when you put those two together, you thought
so
it was
yeah,
gonna
I thought the Bruce Banner
what
was
was it?
gonna. I thought it was gonna help the structure. I thought the cheesequake male
Yeah.
was gonna stiffen up the stems and make the structure of the Bruce Banner better. And it
And what
didn't.
did
It didn't.
what did
It
it
might have
actually do?
it might have helped marginally, but it's about the same. The strength of the stems is about the same as when it was just, straight up the Bruce Banner. It didn't really help all that much at all. Maybe
So you
a
think the Bruce
marginal.
Banner was too strong of a genetic to
Right. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. When they mix,
come through?
it's different for different.
So
You hit the same male with different females, and it'll impart different things to different
Oh,
females.
exactly.
Right.
I'm going through that right now, Tal.
Right.
I'm enjoying that, just that exact same thing in
But
my stuff.
no, but I don't enjoy it. I want to say, if I use this male, with the strong stems, it will impart the strong stems on every bitch that I hit it with. But it doesn't work like that. Some it will do that too, I think, and some it won't. But there are breeders that say, yeah, I have this male. If I want to make something more frosty, I hit it with this male. And almost inevitably, it makes whatever they hit it with more frosty. Well, that's what they say anyway. So,
Well, maybe that part of the genetic comes from the female instead of the male.
well, that's what I'm saying. I think it's a mixed match, and sometimes the female overpowers the male, and sometimes the male overpowers the female.
Yeah.
And
what should I look
Smiley,
for,
the answer
Kyle? That
is
was my question.
you have
what do you
to
think
you
I
have
should look
you have to you have to make offspring to know if it's even working. But I always think about the structure, dude. I want a plant that's not lanky, that's not gonna be flippy floppy. That's not lanky. Basically, I don't like lanky. Some people like the lanky. When I showed off that one plant I had, the Gorilla Glue, the thing was like freaking. It shot up to the sky, but I mean, the shit was legit. But like, I
Are
think
you talking internodal spacing?
yeah, that's what I mean.
Do
Yeah,
you want something that stacks a little harder?
I like it tight. Yeah, I like it tighter, and different things for different people too. I guess and different ways that they grow.
Well, I
So
get
you
it.
like,
I'm trying to zero in on what what a thought process would be for males. So let me clarify the question a bit. Like, should I be looking at terpene expression? Like, what the stems
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
that gonna
Yes.
dictate it to me?
Smell
Or
Smell
should I be
and
looking
resin.
like what is
Smell
the
in your
first criteria I look at? Okay, like I section off these two males smell alike, then I go to the next criteria of which one seems to be growing better or tighter.
Which did you see which ones showed first and last? Because a lot of the times when you're doing it, some people will go for the last to show of
Yeah,
the
they
male.
all
Yeah, but you know what? If you're only going through a
What did
selection
your
of 10 or
male smell
20,
like?
Well,
it
if you
doesn't
got
matter.
only a few to
Your
go
male
from,
strong?
I got
Do you have any sticky emails? Were they sticky?
I haven't
Like,
run them fully yet. I just sex them right now.
are your stems that like a little? Are they showing like any trichomes or any kind of like development on the stem though? Like that's like the
I've
big thing
noticed
for me.
they all seem to have a real similar plant structure. There are a couple of them that are a little taller, that seem to be wanting to grow a little taller. And there seems to be two distinct, pretty phenotype smells, I guess, that I get from them. But I guess I'm like a 2 and 2 on the males. That's why I'm wondering, like, what criteria would You know what I mean? When you start sectioning off from, I don't know, small.
Did you flower out a bunch of females of the same strain? Because that's what I've done. So just
It's
recently,
Jack Skillington.
I did that Ronberry what it told it was Ronberry. I had 2 males. Actually, I might have had more males, but I had 2 females. Let me tell you, I had 2 females and a male, and I could see the 2 females were different, and I could see the male matched up with one of the females. The way it grew, they were like twins, except one was a boy and one was a girl. So that's what I use as an indication too, because it's like brother and sister. You know, like you could get. I think you get clean into the male from looking at the females. Maybe not 100, obviously not 100%. But that's why I wanted to choose the Cheesequake male, because the Cheesequake, I loved it. But I like, and yeah, I don't know. I got a pet peeve about it. It looks so beat up by the end of the harvest. You know, I don't know. I'm just an idiot. I should have kept that fucking female too.
Hey, Cal, I want to tell you something. I really do think that blueberry cheesequake is an amazing plant, and I do want to actually check out Alaska Bean Brains blueberry. And
Yeah.
I'd like to get to know the guy because he lives down in South Central. I mean, you know, at least introduce myself and just see if he, you know, hear who he is. I
Dude,
really respect it.
He's down to earth. He's a totally cool guy. I met him once in person at the Emerald Cup, and yeah, he's not like the other assholes. He isn't.
Well,
I'll just put it like
I have
that.
a lot of respect for him as a regional person, and I know that I would benefit from knowing what lines he has that are Alaskan, because I know he works with the Matanuska Thunderfuck as well. And
Yep,
I would
he's got a
trust
lot. He's
I
got
would
a
trust
lot. Sorry.
I would just the one point is I would trust his identification of the lineage of TF, whereas like everything else in life, it's pretty dubious. Like if you ever hear of anybody talk about Alaska Thunderfuck, that's not him.
Right.
That's not him.
That's a knockoff. That's not the matter. Right. Captain 420, hello.
Yes.
Hey,
And now
how's everyone doing tonight?
There really is no rain clouds in Thailand. I could see this blue.
Yeah. Right, dude? It looks like a freaking video background or something.
I know.
Looks like a picture. Like we wish we had a picture like that we could post.
What's that there?
The repair bill.
That's a repair bill for the turbo belt on my Toyota Sport 4x4. 400 baht, including the belt and the guy putting it on. Which is like
nothing.
$13.
Yeah.
And that's the price of the belt too. So I gave him 500.
I could afford to take my car, my 99 Saab 9.3, send it to Thailand, have him do all the servicing, and then send it back.
Actually, there was a guy in Thailand that bought one of the new Dodge Chargers with the big Hemi in it. And when he got it to Thailand, the tax on the size of the engine and tax on the car was as much as he paid for the car in the United States, almost $60,000 US to get it here in Thailand.
That's insane.
He must have really loved that car.
Yeah.
Historically, places have done that. Like France used to have it that you could only have like a 1.6 liter or something like that. I think it was like 1.3 liter, and then you'd get charged for every like bit of displacement over that. But that's funny. So how you doing, man? I haven't seen you in a while, Captain 420. I know you've been out and about, but what's going on, buddy?
I'm getting ready to jet off to Chiang Mai this weekend. Actually, Potent Ponics was on this morning. I tried to grab it, but I just couldn't get up this morning that early. I had a 9 a.m. doctor's appointment. But he had Gypsy on, and Gypsy is down in Chiang Mai. So when I called my friend up and I said, hey, did you catch Gypsy's, interview with Potent this morning? He goes, no, I missed it too. And I said, hey, let's see if we can't grab lunch like Saturday afternoon or something in Chiang Mai. So I'm trying to set that up.
Wow.
Tickets, I'll be home on the 23rd. Now I got to figure out what to do with my cat.
You're speaking of Gypsy Nirvana, is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah,
There's
a lot
gotta
of
be
people
a-
may
Sorry, there's gotta be a
And-
rest-
All right, now
Go,
I
Huda.
seriously hear crickets. Who's got the cricket?
That
I
wasn't
got-
mine. Mine are going
Huh?
right now. That's mine.
That's yours?
That was a
Okay.
bigger one. That was like some crazy
Okay.
one. Mine just like
Okay.
that was that one. Mine are all over.
I have them too, but they're not
Yeah.
mine. I muted myself and I still heard them.
Yeah.
Cam 420, I'm sure a restaurant would pay you dearly for your chunky cat.
That's what I was saying. I'm saying
there,
you
I'm
make
thinking the same thing, pal.
there is one restaurant here in town that I've been warned at not to eat because that's the meat that they serve as cat and dog.
Oh wow.
these are
That's
food
wonderful.
dogs. My dogs aren't for me to
Yeah.
like have with friends. They were originally food dogs. I was like, if shit hits the fan, I'm gonna eat these motherfuckers. And then like I got attached to them. I named them all. And then I was like, oh man, now I love these fuckers. Now I can't eat them. I can eat their babies. But not them. And I was like, man, they can't have no more babies. I was like, fuck. 16 is too much. I was like, I could eat one or two if shit hits the fan though.
Homestead.
Robert, those dogs are gonna eat you when shit hits the fan. I've seen
Yeah.
them. The whole herd of them. I'm just joking, man. They're lovely, and it's great to have animals that have such strong spirits.
I think I know I mentioned this before, but when I was in my competitive eating phase, I used to search the internet for like contests, and a lot of them would be at like festivals, like the barbecue fest or whatever. And I came across one. It was the I forget what it was called, but it was basically a dog festival, and in North Korea or in Korea. I don't know if it was North or South, but it was in Korea, and they had the plates, dog bones on the plates. You know what I mean? Like it was like chicken. They eat dogs like chicken.
I've heard if you cook them
So-
right, they do just like it.
So Tao, you went through a phase where you were going through an eating contest.
Yeah, yes,
That's cool. Tell us about
like-
that.
for like a year and a half. I went all over.
What kind of contest did you enter?
Oh, dude, all sorts. I know
Yeah.
I told the story. I told the story before, but it all started. We went to this roast beef place, and on the wall it said the first annual Roasties roast beef eating contest. And I was like, damn, man, this is a good sandwich. I'm like, I'm gonna enter this contest just so I could get a couple of free freaking roast beef sandwiches. So I go there, and I tied for second place. And the guy that ran the whole thing is like, man, you can eat pretty good. He's like, you should start going to these contests. You could, you probably do well. So on the weekends,
He really said that?
yes. I tied with like the guy I tied with for second was held the beef tongue eating champion of the world or some shit. So I started going, and it turns out the guy was a smoker. So I would get paid to free airfare, free hotel. The day that we arrived, he would take everyone out for dinner. We would do the event the next day or the day after, and we'd come back home. But I was coming in second and third every single trip out for the longest time. And as we traveled across America, we went to Canada, Mexico.
Are you
he
kidding
took
me? You guys were a traveling eating band?
Yes, dude. Yeah, the guy was working it. I went to Texas.
I've never even heard of this.
In El Paso. We
It's
did
the
a
best
raw.
gig for a stoner, dude.
Yes, dude. It was so awesome. and those guys even went to Japan. I didn't get the Japan trip. I think he was scared of taking me to Japan because of my pod headedness. You know, there was no way I was going without weed. And like people were complaining, like, "Oh, you're taking this guy because he brings the weed all the time." Because no matter, you know, I don't travel without it. That's it. I got it with me. I don't give a shit. And so yeah, but it was a really good. That's what like made me realize how easy it is to travel. It's not really difficult, and it's not really expensive to save up a couple hundred, get the airfare. Then when I started taking trips after that, I would buy the airfare, or first I buy the ticket to the event, and I'm like, now I got to do everything else because I got the ticket already. And then I would just like, as time, I would get the hotel next or the airfare next, and yeah, it was really awesome that whole time. And that
Were
whole
you
point
making
was,
any? Were you making any money of any
yeah, like
sort?
dude, like 200-300, sometimes 500 for second place. They had one where it was $5,000. The dude won $5,000 and a trip to Vegas. That was hard-boiled egg eating contest, and I just stopped eating. I was like, no way, man. I'm not gonna come close. I'm not gonna get sick. I just like stopped eating and walked away pretty much. But yeah, I was coming in second or third. I was getting like $200 or $300 every time, and that was like tax free. No one knew about that, you know. And yeah, it was really fun.
Man, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
We went to
I've never
Canada.
heard of any kind of thing like that.
We went to a casino in Canada. We did Oreo. I told this story too. I know because we did an Oreo eating contest, and we had like those glass carafes that they usually put orange juice in at a fancy brunch. It's like white at the bottom and they get skinny and widens out at the top. Well, we each had a thing of milk, and the contest was you had to finish the milk and as many Oreos as you could finish. The guy who came in first place ate like 90 Oreo cookies in 5 minutes, but he did not finish the milk. So he got disqualified. He went berserko in the hotel room, dude. And because he did that, I ended up placing, I think, third in that one. I think I got third. But the other contest was Canadian bacon sandwich eating contest. And I was like, dude, that shit is gross. So I don't even think I entered that one. I don't think. But yeah, it was really awesome.
Win money for that tower? Or is it just
yes.
Yes,
I'm telling you, I won like
what kind of prize money do you get for third in a fucking eating contest?
Third, like 100, 150, sometimes 200. And I was getting 300, 500 per second in a whole bunch of these things. Yeah, dude. It was like I get a free.
Like, what do you get if you win?
You get a big trophy and usually like $1,800, sometimes even more.
1 a week and be making.
Yeah, the one guy, that's what his gig was pretty much. He just went to eating contests and would win, and that was his
travel expenses and shit too.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But when we were doing it with this guy, he paid for that because like basically it was like a circus show. He'd bring the freaks that could eat a lot, and in a couple places they had like they called it professional contest and an amateur contest, so that like the locals could get in on it and get some money too. But when we went to El Paso for the raw jalapeno eating contest, them guys, them locals were like, I want that $500. It was a tie. Like 6 of us tied for like 3 times in a row. I ended up eating like 30 freaking jalapenos or habanero. No, they're jalapenos. Like 30 of them raw, and like within the span of like an hour. And
out the next day.
I got third.
No, and that worked out the next
day. Yeah, well, I was eating Pepto-Bismol in between each round.
So.
Yeah. And I tried getting cream. I wanted to get heavy cream because that's what's supposed to kill the heat. Like when you drink water, it just pushes that heat right up into your head.
Did you ever eat the hard-boiled eggs?
I did. Well, we had to qualify. You had to eat 10. So I did 10 pretty easy. And then when I got to the contest, the other 2 dudes.
Did you eat 10 fucking hard-boiled eggs?
I think that was like 8 minutes. They have like, it's usually either 8 minutes, 10 minutes, or even 5 minutes. Because this was speed. It was like a speed thing. Some of them was speed. I could do speed, but I couldn't do weight. The guy who was always winning could do like, and the guy who was always winning, he would look at what everybody else was doing and not push himself. He would just make sure he stayed ahead of everybody else. You know what I'm saying? He always did 20% more than me easily without even trying. But as like I was getting to, when we started traveling around the United States and everywhere, we found these guys that could eat me under a table, dude. And it was very quick that I lost interest because I couldn't win anymore. And yeah, I wasn't getting invited for free and shit like that either. And also the other guy quit. He pretty much sold the business. It's a big long story, but he was eating with the hot dog guys.
With Kobe.
And yeah. And he wants to go to contests on the side, but you got to sign a contract saying you want to only do contests with the IFOCE, the International Federation of Competitive Eating. So he said, fuck you guys.
International what?
Yes, so he said, fuck you guys. I'm going to start my own competitive eating, contests and groups and shit. And his what separated him, he called it picnic style rules. So like if you're eating a hamburger or a hot dog, let's do a hot dog. You see them, they take the buns, they throw all the buns in the water, they slam the hot dog down their throat, and then they suck down the buns. Well, picnic style rules is you have to eat it like it was intended. You can't separate bread from the meat. You had to eat it as you would eat it if you were at a picnic. So that changed a whole bunch. Like that makes it more difficult too. And then the strategy, these guys that I was hanging with, this was like their life, dude. The couple of them were like the breeders in the breeder world, dude. Freaking, what was his name? Somebody was called the Vacuum. He was pissed all the time. And Gentleman Joe Manchetti, he was the one from Boston or Massachusetts, and he would kick ass. He was usually the winner.
I love the New York nicknames, the Vacuum.
Dude, that was the thing. You had to have a nickname because when the guy introduced you, it was like wrestling.
What was your nickname?
The American.
No, come on.
Yes, dude, that's how I got my American motto. My American thing was from the eating contest, dude. Yeah. It was shortly after 9/11.
Tao.
Yeah.
Truly, at this moment, I feel really special to know you because I've never known anybody that's been in any kind of a traveling eating contest. That is just fantastic.
Oh, so
thank you.
I'm actually my full name is in a book called the Four Horsemen of the Esophagus, I think is the name of it.
Oh my God.
And somebody interviewed me after one of the contests.
That does not sound right at all. That sounds like a wrong porno.
But yeah.
Oh my gosh. Smiley. That's hilarious.
How did you train for this? I'm serious. Now that we accept that you were a semi hot dog eater, we want to know how
there is
how do you train?
So, and I'll tell you some secrets. All right. So with the picnic style rules, right? The guy who always wins, he gave me a little nugget. He's like, yeah, you don't have to dunk all your stuff in food. Like if you when you take a big bite of the thing with a lot of bread in it, you just slap a little bit of water in your mouth right away, and it just wets down everything. You just start swallowing. But these guys would train. Whatever the food was, the upcoming contest, they would get mounds of it. They would see the best way that they could nibble on it, whatever they had to do. If they should drink more, if they should, whatever. And the one thing that the other guy did, he would eat Hall's cough drops. Because we did a burrito. I did a burrito challenge. It wasn't a contest. It was a challenge. If you eat the whole thing, you get whatever. And the taste ends up he gets you. You get sick of it. I was so sick of it. So this guy's like, dude, man, I just eat a couple of Halls. My shit is numb. I don't get sick of it. And that was another thing. Now, what the real professionals do, right before the contest, they'll drink as much water as they could possibly get into their stomach. And they'll even puke it out. They'll puke it out. Like, these people are crazy, dude. This is like their so that's what they'll do. They'll drink 2 gallons of water as fast as they can. That shit just blows out your stomach, expands it all the way. Then you puke out the water, you get in line and you eat as much as you can. And I'm convinced all them guys must puke after the events, man. I don't know how you could eat 80 hot dogs and keep that shit down, dude.
That's got to wreak havoc on your digestive.
Oh, dude, I can't believe no one just died. Like even the next day, you wouldn't die that day, but the next day, the nitrates.
It is a dangerous.
Crazy. Yes.
Danger, isn't it? Like you can fucking. Eat
They had
yourself to death or whatever, explode your shit.
they had paramedics there every time. So at least with the ones that I went to, there was there was paramedics there just in case every single time. That was
Now,
part of the
how many
contract.
hard-boiled eggs would it have taken to win a contest like that?
Dude, the guy did 60 at least. He did more than Cool Hand Luke.
Eggs, dude. What?
Yes.
How?
And the other guy, there's a guy.
Impossible, dude. That's so much fucking volume. Just the volume of
Yes.
food that is.
Dude, the one dude, when we did a strawberry eating contest, he did over 8 pounds of strawberries in, it was 8 minutes, I think.
Oh,
8 pounds of
man.
strawberries in 8 minutes.
That's easy though.
Yeah.
I was 250 pounds. I used to eat like that, like just for
Dude,
eat like that regularly. Like I
well,
would
I'm
eat.
telling you.
I would get like 3 Mexican meals, like dinner,
Yeah.
for lunch, and then I finish that and go order dinner, and then
They
it'd be like-
invested, they investigated Kobayashi. His belly, his stomach is lower in his body than most people, which gives it more room to expand. I know for certain. Greg Goose Gilbert, this kid was skinny as a rail. He was a little tall and goofy though, but man, he ate like retard strength. I mean special strength. I didn't mean that. He was like special strength.
That's a good word now. It's like I grow retarded in this shit. Like I grow fucking retarded. Like,
But I'm telling you, some people might have a hidden talent of being able to eat a lot and don't realize it, which probably is a good thing because there's a couple people that like dropped out. The doctors said or whatever, it's not good for you. The one kid just took a hiatus. But yeah, there's money in it.
It just seems crazy to me that you can make money for eating fast or the most or whatever.
There was some protesters a couple times. He was getting hate emails. How can you guys be gluttons while people are starving in Ethiopia and stuff? And which kind of makes sense.
Some money. Leave
me alone.
See, my thought is there should be a prize for the person that can make it home in the same car as the winner of the egg eating contest.
Oh yeah.
I can't even imagine
How about
that kid.
Nathan's?
Yeah, that's the IFOC. That's them.
Okay.
And green fingers, man.
Yeah, you got to mute.
That worked. Those guys weren't getting paid for a long time. All they were getting was a mustard belt, but they would get the commercials, so they would make money. But now they started having more than just a mustard belt for them guys. But those people are hardcore, dude. They're really hardcore. They get into fights and shit. People were fighting, overeating, man. I was like, man, you guys are crazy, man. And the way they train, some of the people that train, I'm like, you guys are crazy.
Like barbecue competitions too, man. Them guys get super serious about that shit. Train for that.
Fighting over the relish and mustard, hitting each other on the head with the ketchup, stuffing wieners in their ears. They're really unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, dry rub over sauce. Boy, that stuff can get really crazy.
Oh yeah, we were in barbecue country a couple times, Mississippi. Hey, have you guys ever heard of Backyard Burgers? They were in Oklahoma. That was a good burger, but I don't know if they're around anymore. But yeah, them barbecue people, yeah, you don't want to offend them and say the wrong thing.
I don't think it's offensive. Like that's some serious shit too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's some serious beefs at those barbecue things.
Yeah.
No pun intended. But I've done a couple of those, man. Those guys get freaking nasty.
Mm-hmm.
You criticize their sauce or their wood or whatever, man. That's like trying to set
sabotage your shit or what?
Yeah, that's like, you criticize one of those people's barbecue at those contests, and that's like sleeping with the dude's wife. Maybe worse.
And they're fighting words.
Yeah. He'll give you his wife over his
Take
barbecue.
it back and say something about my mama. You better not say something about my sauce.
Right.
You better take that back.
I think it's cool the pride that people take of their craft, whatever it is. Honestly, it's like this: you've got something to preserve, tradition, something you're exploring. Go for it, man. It's like, it makes the world a better place. And if I get to try some of it, just a little sauce, a little of that nice, meat and the rub and all that, I can certainly respect it. It's like that stuff doesn't just grow on trees naturally. You've got to actually, craft it. Anyway, an opinion.
That's true. That's 100%. One of the fun contests we did was at a county fair in Longmont, Colorado. So he came up with this pretty good idea, I guess. Was it like 3 or 4 corn dogs? Then he had weighed out a certain amount of watermelon you had to eat, and then a big, massive amount of cotton candy. And the first one to finish it all won. So it was like fair food, you know what I mean? So that was pretty cool, I thought, anyway. And the worst thing I ever ate was they did a contest in memorializing Elvis Presley. Apparently he liked fried banana and peanut butter sandwiches. He would go to some diner and get that. So that's what they made. And let me tell you, the toast was like Melba toast. Everybody got the roof of their mouth was cut up to shreds by the time it was over. And that's when I started dropping off. That was at Ashbury Park in New Jersey. And it was the worst, dude. It tasted like shit. The bread was like, it hurt. It hurt.
Wow.
So,
and was it deep fried or what?
No, it was just fucking toast with peanut butter and bananas on it. Yeah, it wasn't like soft. Okay. It wasn't like a grilled cheese sandwich, nice and soft and stuff. And that's the other thing. A lot of these things, it's all prepped before, so it's not really fresh. And then the stupid guy that he talks like he would run on and keep going and keep going. Everybody, I would be all over his shit. I'm like, come on already, man, let's eat. And the best one was the first one, that roast beef sandwich contest I went to. That was the best food out of all of them.
Have you ever been televised on an event? Is there a video out there of your eating conquests?
Yeah. No. I take it back. It's not on TV, but it's on YouTube.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, is Eagle still here? Not even.
No, he bopped out, I think. He was having internet problems earlier, too, so that's why it kind of took a minute getting going.
Yo, can you share your screen, Smiley? Oh, no, my name is... Oh, it don't matter. Fuck it.
Me or Johnny's the host. You want to enable? Let me see if I got it. I got the power.
I got the power.
Smiley's got the power.
You can do it.
I don't see where it says allow screen share, though. I can put you in a waiting room, though.
I'll find it and send it to you and let you show it to the world if you want.
Well, can you screen share? Do it once. Try it once.
Hold on, let me look. I'm on YouTube already. Yeah, no, it says only the host can share.
What?
In this meeting.
I can make you co-host.
Try that.
Yes.
Let's find it again.
Okay, it's up. It's got a pop-up thing saying Tao's now co-host.
Are you guys having any luck?
Yeah.
Can I talk some nonsense? I think it's time for a box, everybody. What time is it? It's 12:24. We missed our 20, but we got to catch up, guys.
Yeah.
We're 4 minutes behind.
All right, I'm smoking.
Yep.
Get your priorities straight, kids.
All right, man. I just loaded mine up. I'm ready. Okay, let's burn through this.
I was smoking. I just didn't recognize the 20. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Well, we're smoking out for world peace. We're smoking against poverty. We're smoking Yeah, I'm just saying we're as an active act. Let's see.
Oh, so you see the guy behind you? That's Chowhound. That's the host, the MC host guy.
Hey, Kyle, what's in the year? Gotta help us pick you up.
Everybody else still eating. So I was like,
The guy who was filming this, I didn't know him, but he thought I was gonna win.
wait, you didn't win?
Nah,
Because of the hat, right?
I think I drank a couple beers too many before this. I think I drank beers. I don't even remember.
I want that hat to wear around dead slot.
You gotta do the wiggles. You guys saw that, right?
I was repping.
I had the, I think I was saying I got a little cotton mouth. Oh, can you guys hear the music? Are we gonna get in trouble?
I don't know.
Okay, hold on.
Well, you're in the video.
Here, is that a sandwich or a taco or what is
That's Jamaican beef patties.
that? Jamaican beef patty. Oh, it's like roast beef.
No, it's like empanada with spicy meat in it.
Oh,
Oh, dude, that sounds actually really good right now.
It is really good. So this is when I realized I came in second. See, like you could see that how many people. Look who won. Watch me lift up this kid. The little guy won, dude. Right there, Mike. Mike the Skinny Hoffman, I think his name is.
Oh man.
Nickname.
Cool.
They all have nicknames, or like?
Yeah, they all have nicknames. It's like wrestling. You needed a name to
Who is your
So,
big
yeah, right.
rival then? Who's your biggest rival then?
That guy wasn't there at this contest. His name is Gentleman Joe Manchetti. He always beat me every single time.
Oh, the nemesis.
All right, I got it. Oh, now everybody knows my real name.
Already.
I had my eyes closed,
I
man.
actually didn't see it, so you're good.
That's all right.
You don't have
Track.
Somebody did,
put
but
it out
whatever.
on me, Cal.
Put
Hey,
me in
Kyle.
your will.
Everybody loves you
You're-
anyway, bro.
I was gonna say, who doesn't love Tao even more after seeing the hot dog video? I mean, it's like this. We have to have Eagle watch that sometime. Special screening for Eagle because it's like this. I think we're gonna get a strike for the music.
I hope not.
Right. I'm on shift for one day a month, and it gets a fucking strike. What's up, man?
No, but I think if it's a video of you, I think you should be okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
you're
what
in
I
it.
think too.
Plus,
And if that's not the case, then there's a fucking problem. There's
Yeah.
a big thing with that.
pretty sure.
I think we should just let's not tell Eagle about that one. Let's just have Cal pop it on like, hey man, Eagle, let me screen share real quick and just pop it on. Just kind of hit him with it.
It's pretty damn funny. I'll tell you the truth. When I was a child, like we used to have like get-togethers at the community hall. We lived in a small rural community, but they'd have like 4th of July events, and they had like the hot dog eating contest and the Jello eating contest and eating a donut off of like a string that they'd like clothesline that they'd like dumped and it went around. And I won quite a few of those at that time purely because I wasn't afraid of being gross. I would like just be a fucking animal, and I won. So I'm just saying the strategies are different for everybody. But me, it wasn't. I could eat a lot too, so it was like this. But nothing. I did actually do a hot dog eating contest, but it's like this. Seeing you do that is just so freaking cool, and it made me think of my own childhood. It's like this competitive eating. Wow.
That's awesome, Buddha. It makes me think of the blueberry eating contest at a lot of places.
So that goes to the inevitable question. Tao, can you actually swallow a kielbasa?
That's just wrong.
Yeah.
Don't
It
even
kind of
answer
sounds like
that.
that's the route, you know?
No, he can't do that.
Wrong.
It's
What,
like
no
some of these
deep
guys don't even
throating?
chew. Some of those guys
Look at
just they don't even chew.
Well, he was one of the 4 horsemen of the esophagus. So
That's kind of where I was going with it.
I'm
I've
just
got another one in the chamber, you see, for moments like this.
great.
Like too far down the wormhole.
I'm
No,
just
like,
joking, guys.
you had to feel like crap though after that, right? I mean, can only
Not
imagine.
after, well,
The next day, you're probably not going to feel too great.
it's only a 5-minute one, and it's food I like. And late, because I like we'd eat the day before, and then I want to eat anything the entire time after like that first. When we arrived at the place, we would eat, and then that would be it. Sometimes we didn't even do that. And so yeah, I was usually all right. Yeah, I was even in your home state there, Smiley. Check this thing out. Wow.
Coney dog.
I was gonna say, yeah, the hot dog. There's a few places where you can get your name on the wall and shit.
I know some girls here in Thailand that can get their name on the wall, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You guys
I'd
know
say
what
the
Marshall,
big-
Michigan is?
Who? What?
Marshall, Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where. I was on, dude. Every single like place in that town had this poster in there. Every store had this poster in there. It's like the bill for the contest,
Oh yeah, because your hat. That's cool.
and that's me, Marshall, Michigan, Pastrami Joe's.
And you wore the hat every time too.
Yep, every time I wouldn't wear it all day. I would wear it sometimes only when I went into contests because it's usually hot as fuck.
Yeah.
And this was a Reuben eating contest. That shit was pretty damn good.
That's cool.
So kind of similar to that, I wouldn't mind having a couple of those hats to wear around like Deadlot. I think that'd be fucking great. But I came up with a design for our normal chapter of the road sign, the US road sign that had normal up at top and it had 420 where the route would be. And that's how I ended up with Captain 420, because I was always preaching about legalizing cannabis and medical cannabis out at the festivals. And I came up with that hat and I always wore them.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, have you seen more than just if you ever seen a normal mug or a sweatshirt or a tie-dye shirt in the 90s, it was because of our chapter. National Normal had one style and one shirt, and that was it. We had like 16, 17. One of the t-shirts actually has one of my Afghani branches on it. We use that as an advertisement.
What
That was
one
some
that you
fun
actually
times going
grew?
to festivals. Yeah, my first harvest, which was a hydroponic hand watered system in little clay pellets. When I got home from work, it was dump water on them like every 30, 45 minutes, because for 7 hours they didn't get nothing. Northern Lights #5 and Afghani #1 from Sensi Seed Bank was my first. And the branch was from an Afghani plant.
Nice.
Someday
Tal,
I'll
we
figure
got
out how to share all these.
Hey, Tal, do you still get into the all you can eat kind of stuff anymore?
No, man.
No.
I
was
hardly
gonna
eat
say,
anything.
man. they got a burger out here at this place, the Omelet House, that you could get your name on the wall if you eat one of those.
And tell me about it.
Tell me about
It's a huge burger, and it's a good burger too. They even have a one of those special omelets too that you could get. I think it's like it's a whole dozen of eggs that they
good time.
cook an omelet out of.
Yeah, I'll
Do a
pass.
video tour of your eating.
And let me tell you what, these people, they make some seriously good food, so it would be good as well.
That's one of the unknown, lesser known tricks of these challenges. Like if you could eat the 50-ounce steak, they give you the worst looking cut with the most grizzle and shit on it. They're not, you know what I mean? They don't want to make it easy for you. No, they don't want to make it easy for you.
Yeah, you're not getting some nice, beautiful porterhouse. You're getting
Right.
the asshole meat.
Oh wow, that's too funny.
And it's true. I know. Yeah.
Dow, someday I imagine we'll get together and we'll smoke some weed, and then we'll go over to the 7-Eleven or whatever the corner shop is and go in there and get some, whatever hot dog type of treat fare there is there. I'm thinking something called a Bahama Mama, but maybe, you know what that is? It's kind of spicy, they're about $1.78. So we each get to have food for $4. And then we smoke and joint. We can get one of those like pre-rolls, from one of those places that I've never been, but I hear you can get like for $5, you can get a pre-roll. So we'll and that pre-roll, and maybe we'll, I don't know, get a Slurpee.
And yeah,
high aspirations.
I was like, yeah, man, I'll just get really fucking high. I'll get really fucking hungry and I'll kick ass in these contests, right? So that's what I did once. And let me tell you, the cottonmouth will get in the way, man. It's like, it was so bizarre. The cottonmouth does not help. But that didn't stop me from being high every single time. I mean, what the fuck? I'm high all the time, so.
Right.
Yeah. But it could be an issue where you think it'll help,
It ain't gonna hurt. Smoking weed.
Oh, it never hurts.
It's all the rage, man. All the cool kids do it. I'm just joking.
All right, I'm pouring my butter through the
got
sifter
stuck
right
to my
now.
rope.
I was gonna say it is 4:40 about, so
Ah,
time for me, guys.
damn, that hurt.
Yeah.
I'll just pull the plug and jump out.
Yeah, I need to hop out too.
I actually could make somebody else the host.
No, I'm ready. I gotta start doing this shit, and yeah, I gotta get crashing too.
Sounds like we're kind of calling it, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got things I got to get done in the garden too before I take it to the bed. So definitely.
Yeah, I got to go finish solidifying the wife's birthday thing. So that's going to take a little while. So.
All right. So SoCal, Johnny, Buddha Boy, Captain 420, Mr. Rabbit, Green Fingers, and of course, Smiley. And Lou of Eagle, it's always fucking awesome fucking talking shit with Smiley. And all you guys. So peace out, everyone. Thanks for enjoying the regales of my eating prowess. I'm sorry if I bored you guys.
No, you didn't bore us, man. We had a blast.
All right, guys. Well, I'm off to strain that oil, and we'll catch you on the flip. Peace.
All right.
Ciao.
All right, guys. Good night, everybody. Everybody hanging out in chat. Good night. Thanks for hanging out.
All right.
Okay.
Talk to you later, brother.
Have a good night, guys.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay, so I'm gonna jump out next. Captain 420, Buddha Boy,
Peace,
Green
Johnny.
Fingers, Smiley. Great show today. That was awesome. Tao, I know I said goodbye to you. And Eagles, love you, brother. Always. Peace and love, my friends. Take care.
Take care, John. I think I'll be the next because that's how you get momentum going in this life. It's been a really nice evening just chatting with y'all, and it was casual here. And I'll talk about competitive eating days, and we talked about some of the world's catastrophic events. And I just wish everybody a coming up on Friday, reproductive day, and hopefully you have something happen to you tomorrow that makes you feel super good about yourself. So take it easy, guys. Peace.
Peace, Buddha boy.
Teach me, Buddha boy. I got smoke in my eye.
Well, I'll take the next shot. Thanks for having me on. I guess next time we'll bring up what I want to talk about because that's the reason I got on, but it would take too much time now. So thanks for letting me hang out and feeling human again today.
Yeah, good to
for
see
a little bit of time.
you.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed the scenery and back. I'm gonna really miss it too, especially in Michigan. Fucking cold. Peace and love, everybody. Smiley, see you soon. Green fingers. Peace, brother. Everybody in chat. Shout out to y'all. I love you. Peace.
So it's you, brother.
That's it. Have a good night.
Yeah, man. Thanks for hanging out.
Good show earlier.
We didn't get to talk about the greenhouse. I seen you was walking around in there spraying some
Oh, I just do the fucking blasting of that shit every night. It's a IPA or integrated pest management IPM.
There you go.
Spider mites out here, so
Yeah.
I gotta blast the shit out of them. Treat them like shit.
I don't like it.
Have a good night, man.
Yeah, you too, brother. Good to see you, man. All right, everybody. It's been a fun night in the takeover and the wormhole. And then I do not have a list of shout outs to give, but I do appreciate everybody in the chat and everybody hanging out that I didn't catch and shout out your name or whatever. But it's definitely cool. I do like all the camaraderie and community. So I hope everybody has a great Thursday and yeah, man, enjoy the weather and enjoy the people around you. Do something nice for somebody, and at the very least, just put a smile on your face, right?